this is a book review and interesting things I found in this book, How Google Works. I'll start with a quick review. First of all, the book is not about, when I first thought about listening or reading this book, I thought it's more about like literally how Google function. So this is not how like exactly they function. This is like their idea of how a business should function. So more of like the CEO perspective and how teams function, but not the way Google actually work. I know it's like the differences is not very clear, but it doesn't tell you like about the technology, for example, that they're using. It's more about like how team works, how do they hire people, and things like that, which is interesting, very interesting, but still not what I was expecting. I'll probably give this book 3, maybe a high 3. It has some interesting ideas, especially if you have a company or you're some kind of a managerial position in your company. So we definitely have some insights. It was also interesting to see how Google function. It's like you understand more about why they might be so successful, because they really have some innovative way of conducting themselves, which was interesting to read. But it wasn't the best. Some of the ideas are not the best, and just like it was a little patronizing, I guess. It has like a patronizing feeling to it. So I wasn't fully into it. But again, had the interesting parts, so a high 3. Would not translate to 4 though. Probably still will be translated to a 3 overall. So let's see the notes. First one is, having no cubicles seemed to make teams work more cohesively. Same thing applied to corner offices, which caused unnecessary friction between colleagues. So they eliminated almost completely cubicles and corner offices for the reason is that without it, if you have cubicles, or if you don't have cubicles, teams will work more cohesively. So everyone is like work as a team and not individually. And same things with corner offices, which cause like, oh, who's going to be there? So it caused a lot of friction of who's going to be there when, a lot of politics. So they eliminated all of that, which made it better. The merit of an idea is more important than who proposed the idea. CEOs and tenures should not have more power over decisions. Many times, the merit of the idea is not what's important. But should be important is it a good idea or not, and not who is proposing the idea. Or sometimes we like think, oh, that person, and we don't like the person, or that person thinks that, so we don't like this idea. So we rejected the idea based on the person, not based on the merit of the idea, which is wrong. And the same thing with CEO or tenures, people that are there for a long time should not have more power to say whether it has merit or not. Should be solely be judged by the merit of the idea and not who is it. There is a saying, if you want to get something done, give it to a busy person. I find it funny. Because those are the people that are busy, usually people that do things and make things happen. And if you really want to make something happen, give it to a busy person. Give people more freedom and they will govern themselves. How much vacation to take, etc. Usually we think the contrary. If people have more freedom, they would do whatever they want. Apparently they don't. Of course, you need to have the right culture and everything. You need to hire the right people. But overall, if you give them to govern themselves, they do whatever is best. And they don't take too much vacation, and when they find the best way. Worrying all the time about the competition is unproductive. We need to think about what we can add, not what about the competition does, and copy them. Sometimes we get caught about the competition and we think about it too often, or we try to copy them, and this is unproductive. And what we do need to think about is what we can do to advance ourselves and not worry about the competition as much. Hiring is the most important job in the firm. That's why hiring should be through committees and not hierarchical. It's a very important job because this is the parts that will make your firm eventually. So this is a very important part, and they claim that many firms do not care that much about recruiting, which is bad. So they have a huge emphasis about recruiting, and they also do that through committees and not through managers or friends, etc. So there is less bias. Ford said, "Whoever stops learning is old." So when you get old, you stop learning. So and it's not good for you when you stop learning. Very, very important saying or phrase. More than hour interviews are useless. More than 4, not hour. So more than 4 interviews are useless. Sometimes some companies are doing many interviews, and they said that after many years they found that more than 4, it's actually not beneficial anymore. Hiring and promotion is done through committees, which is better for a company as a whole. Managers who want to have complete control might leave, but that's okay. So they do, again, we spoke about it before. So hiring and promotions actually also both are done through committees, and it's good for the company as a whole. But they claim that some managers do not like that. They claim that that manager doesn't like it, and he might leave because of that. That's okay, because this is not what the firm needs. If you have someone smart that is not happy with their job, create a job for them. Of course, that's when you really want them to stay, but they don't have what to do, or they're not happy with what they're doing. You should create some kind of a job for them. Find something they can do. The elevator pitch is what you need to have ready if you meet a potential employer. It should be no more or no longer than 30 seconds. This is what you should have ready about your project, what you care about, what you're working on. So you should have this ready, and within 30 seconds, what you're doing, what you care about, and what's the next, or about, if you have an idea, it should be 30 seconds, because people would not listen to more of that. A problem well put is half solved. I think I really like this. It's not his idea, but a problem well put is half solved. This is a very important thing to do, is first of all, acknowledge or identify the problem. And after that, this is already half solving the problem. If everyone thinks alike, somebody is not thinking. This is like a kind of a group thing. So if everyone thinking alike, someone is not thinking, and should have like some kind of a debate over ideas and not agreeing. Everyone should not agree, because if everyone agreeing, somebody's not thinking, and this is not good. The best athletes have coaches. We need one too. Sometimes behind those best athletes, they have coaches. They're not doing it by themselves. And people, if you're higher on the hierarchy in a firm or in a company, you should have a coach too. There's nothing wrong about it, and we all need it. We need to over communicate, since people take time to understand, but it should be implemented in an efficient way. So I think he said like about 20 times. This is like about how long people need to be said something until they're doing it. So we need to over communicate. But we should not just say that over and over and over again. It should be implemented efficiently in the right way, not just keep saying the same things over and over. And this is the last one. We can control innovation. Innovation happens by itself. As smart people innovate, we need to give them the space and the ability to initiate those innovations. He claims that many companies have like a chief innovation officer or something like that. And he said that this is wrong because you can control innovation. Innovation happens by itself. We just need to give them the space and the ability to create, initiate innovation. And this is the right way to approach innovation. You can cause innovation in some way. You just need to give them the idea. This is the idea of smart creative. You will hear a lot about smart creative, which is like you're smart and creative at the same time. And he claims this is the best asset you can have, and this is what you should strive to have in your company. And those are the smart creatives. You should just give them space and they will do whatever is the best for your company. So again, that's probably like a 3 overall, if you really know high 3 or low 3s. That's the 3. Again, I could probably give it a high 3 because it has some interesting part. I might go back to this book later when I'm like in a managerial position. I'm not currently, so it could be more interesting because there is some things to learn from it, but kind of like feel like a little sleazy. I don't know. It's like felt like a little too much. It's like they really try to praise the company, which is a great company. Don't get me wrong, and they worked there for years, so they deserve some credit. But it felt like they sell you the company a little too much. I hope they really are the way they portray it. So that's it. Thank you.